Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to what you're seeing, guys. I'm doing yet another video right here. So, for this video tonight or today, depending on which state or times of day you guys are in, either in the US, UK, or Japan, today we're doing ranking MonsterVerse Titan on tier list, which based on tier lists, we're gonna be ranking all of the Titans in the MonsterVerse. As you see here, you have all these Titans appear throughout from Godzilla 2014 up until Godzilla vs Kong. Titan that were in the now recent release Godzilla Kong the New Empire, including Suko, Scar King, and Shimo, will not be included as we don't have a tier list for that yet. So anyway, so these are all the Titans as you see on this tier. You got Behemoth, Hellhawk, Godzilla himself, King Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan, Skullcrawler, Warbat, Muto, Kong, Mechagodzilla, Methuselah, and Scylla. So we'll go ahead and rank each of every one of them. They're based on this. So amazing means these are the S tier, bad meaning is the low tier. So we'll start with Behemoth. So you might know Behemoth. Behemoth was originated in Monarch Outpost 67 over in Rio de Janeiro in Japan. I mean, not Japan, Brazil. And where's he from? Behemoth? Behemoth is like a hybrid take of a gorilla with fits by gorilla with a manny. Like he's strongly resembles a woolly mammoth. And people nickname him by Manny, which yes, he's definitely a mammoth. And I do like mammoth. And Behemoth's a good one. So for Behemoth, we're gonna put him under amazing. We're gonna put him under S tier because obviously Behemoth is the S tier. All right, up next, yeah, Behemoth's from Godzilla King of the Monster. Up next we got is Hellhawk, which Hellhawk was originated from the movie Godzilla vs Kong, and on which Hellhawk came from in the throne room of Kong in the Hollow Earth, which they all started attacking him, including some tiny human, about the same size as the human, except they're probably same size of it or bigger. And from the look of the design of the Hellhawk, they do like birds. They actually do look like birds in some sort of way, but yeah, I do like Hellhawk. So Hellhawk could be Scrappy Fighter though, but in my opinion, Hellhawk just like look that ugly is like my personal favorite. I mean, Hellhawk could be alright. So, just for the record, Hellhawk doesn't even look that great. So, Hellhawk, we're gonna put him under mid tier. We're gonna put him under like low. We're gonna put him under low tier right here. We'll put him under low tier, which is right here. And then up next we have is Godzilla, obviously the king of the monster himself, Godzilla. And Godzilla, he's the one like that whole started all the MonsterVerse. He first appeared in 2014 Godzilla, made his return in Godzilla King of Monster, as well as Godzilla vs. Kong, as well as the most recent Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. And for Godzilla, he feeds on like radiation. Like he gets power through like radiation, and he used to live like he has a lair like down in the Hollow Earth as seen and discussed in Godzilla King of the Monster, which he does have like a portal. He even takes through a portal that allow him to travel like quickly further around the world. And the design of it, yes, Godzilla design did change throughout like two different movies. He has the dorsal point at first, like the initial design in 2014, and then in King of the Monster, he has his dorsal point change. He has a dorsal point that resembles from his 1954 iteration of Godzilla, and I actually do love that. And Godzilla was goated, and he was like the greatest of all time. So for Godzilla, yeah, we're gonna put Godzilla under S tier. Amazing, because yes, he's the good best one, and plus he's the king of all monsters, so the king deserved an S tier. Next up we got is King Ghidorah. Yep, the MonsterVerse incarnation King Ghidorah, which he's originated from Godzilla King and the Monster. So King Ghidorah was a menacing foe of Godzilla, the arch nemesis of Godzilla, which King Ghidorah appeared throughout outside of the MonsterVerse. He actually appeared in Toho films such as Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, which was his debut film. He even appeared in a subsequent movie, including Invasion of Astro Monster, Destroyed All Monster, Godzilla vs. Gigan, and then in the Heisei series, Ghidorah's only appearance in the Heisei series was in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. And then for the Millennium series, same as always, his only appearance was in GMK, which is Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah Giant Monster All Attack, which, unlike previous incarnation King Ghidorah where he plays the main antagonist, that one plays the main protagonist. But in Godzilla King of the Monster, in the MonsterVerse, he's the main antagonist, and Ghidorah's an absolute beast. I could give that. And I actually do. King Ghidorah iteration, it's actually look great. So we're gonna put King Ghidorah under S tier. Next up we got is Mothra, the queen of the monster. Also appeared in Godzilla King of the Monster, which Mothra is actually the queen. Like, this is known to be like her first appearance in the MonsterVerse. Which, yeah, this is known to be this Mothra's first debut in the MonsterVerse. Which, after like seeing like her, like for Godzilla and King Ghidorah, she did appear in Toho film as well. Before Mothra, alongside Rodan and Ghidorah, were acquired by Legendary after the success of 2014's Godzilla. And they actually did change Mothra's design like heavily, which Mothra now has like limb, like that starting with some point methods, and she even have that powerful stinger attack, that surprise stinger, like on her back, like where the actual like bee sting, but it's actually a stinger, which impaled through Rodan, which when she used that during her final bout with Rodan in Boston alongside Godzilla fighting against King Ghidorah, which Mothra was teaming up with Godzilla to defeat King Ghidorah. Larva stage, it actually looked that good. Imago form, very beautiful. It's actually very beautiful for Mothra. So Mothra, we're gonna give Mothra an S tier as well. Oh, Mothra is amazing. Up next is Rodan, which Rodan is another monster that debuted in Godzilla King Monster, and one of the 5 Toho monster that appeared in the film. And Rodan is something, what of a double-edged sword. Rodan is basically like a giant flying-sized turkey, which Rodan is a flying pterodon, which Rodan first debuted in his old solo movie back in 1956, and then appeared in a subsequent movie, including, I think his first appearance in the Godzilla franchises was in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. And he made some subsequent appearances since then, either portraying as Godzilla's ally or enemy. In the MonsterVerse, he appeared as an enemy to Godzilla before he became an ally to him at the end, after somewhat survived. But Rodan's design, though, it's actually like, it's alright. Rodan is alright, though. Could have wished like he has like better design. Well, yeah, design is good, but it's the monster itself is just like scrappy fighter, and lots of Ghidorah are very easy, including Mothra. So he's just alright. So we're gonna put Rodan under mid tier. Here, we're gonna put it on the alright tier right here. Alright, next up on the list we got the Skullcrawler, aka the Skull Devil. So the Skullcrawler debuted in Kong Skull Island. And this one right here, this is actually the portrait right here. This is actually the skull crawler that seen in Godzilla vs. Kong, aka number 10, as said by CEO of Apex Cybernetic, Walter Simon, which it was in that scene where they used Skullcrawler as a warm-up test for Mechagodzilla, which we'll get to that in a bit, later on. So the Skullcrawler is actually not that bad. Could be better, but yeah. So you have like different variations of Skullcrawler. So you have the Skullcrawler, which is like the smaller Skullcrawler that Kong been fighting against in the Kong Skull Island movie. And then toward the end of the film, Kong fought against a giant Skullcrawler, which is appropriately named the Skull Devil, which is actually around the same size as Kong at that time. And then the Skullcrawler did return in Godzilla vs. Kong, except you have a Skullcrawler that's even bigger than the Skull Devil. Like, very much bigger than the Skull Devil. And yes, as I can see, Skullcrawler could be a bad time. But, much detail. Like, it's like ugly. Like, Skullcrawler is like very scary. But overall bad, so we're gonna put Skullcrawler under low tier right here. We're gonna put the Skullcrawler under low tier. It's just my honest opinion. I think the Skullcrawler could be under low tier. Alright, next Titan we got here, is War. Okay, actually change the volume. We'll just put Skullcrawler under a high low tier. Alright, next up is Warbat. Yep, you got the Warbat next. So Warbat is originated from Godzilla vs. Kong, and this was one of the Titans that Kong fought in the Hollow Earth. And I do like the design concept for this Warbat, because the Warbat is actually like a strong resemblance between a bat and a snake. So you got like different attack, and he even uses while Kong was fighting against the Skull Devil, he actually like fought against him and just eventually just try to cover him up just so they won't breathe. But then thankfully the human ally free him, and you just tore him down apart and just like rip his head off and just eat it like for lunch. Like, that's like amazing about this. I do like the design for the Warbat though. So we're gonna put Warbat under high tier because that actually looks that good. Okay, and then up next we got is next one after the Warbat we got the Muto, which this is actually the male one and not the female one, although they're both the same species. So the Mutos debuted in 2014's Godzilla, where the Muto plays a role as the main antagonist. So the Muto, they were first exist with the male one first existed in a power plant over in Janjira in Japan, where it seemed nesting in a cocoon. And most of the scientists, researchers were at that special facility to try to like test it out on that for the Muto. So you got that right there. The Muto. Because as you see here, yeah, the male one just like emerged out of it after being electrocuted for this. Went on a rampage, destroyed Janjira, even nearly killed, but then ended up killing Forrest's father in the process. And then you have the second Muto, which is the female one, which the one that emerges out in Nevada and just started wreaking havoc downtown Las Vegas. And then the two Muto were heading straight to San Francisco in their final battle against Godzilla. And all in all, both Mutos, they look like they were honestly like good addition to that. So I can see no problem with the Mutos. So we're gonna put the male Muto or both of the Muto in that case. We're gonna put them under the mid tier as well. Next up is Kong right here, or King Kong in that case, which Kong first debuted in his solo movie called Kong Skull Island. which in that movie Kong appeared as an adolescent, which he appeared young, which he doesn't have the beard like it was in Godzilla vs Kong. Which in that movie Kong he stands at around 104 feet tall, which that's about like 33 meters if you go by meters. But yeah, but in the movie stands at around 104 feet tall. And he was known the King of Skull Island back then. And then Kong did return in Godzilla vs. Kong, where Kong appeared older now and growing bigger because Kong gets bigger as time goes on, which he did. Which he grew from 2 movie. In Skull Island, he was about 107 feet tall. But then in Godzilla vs. Kong, he growing to up to 337 feet tall, which puts King Kong around the same size as Godzilla, making him. And yeah, in the MonsterVerse incarnation of King Kong is currently known to be the biggest incarnation of King Kong in history, as well in the franchises as well in the King Kong franchises. And I say Kong is amazing. Even the battle axe make him look twice as cool, which I do really love everything about the battle axe they have Kong. He used it as a weapon like to go up toe to toe with Godzilla in Hong Kong. Even absorb Godzilla's heat ray too, which is amazing. So we're gonna put him under a high tier right here. So we're going to put our top high tier right here. Because Kong is great. Next up we got is Mechagodzilla. And yep, you got the MonsterVerse incarnation of Mechagodzilla. This one appears in Godzilla vs. Kong as the main antagonist. One of the secret main final boss antagonists. Which Mechagodzilla was built in secret by Apex Cybernetic. Which they used the cybernetic link with Ghidorah's left skull that was acquired, which it was revealed that Apex Cybernetic acquired Ghidorah's severe head by Alan Jonah at the end of after Godzilla King of the Monster, which they used Ghidorah's skull to power up Mechagodzilla. Which Mechagodzilla was built as a robotic apex predator to defend off against other Titan. Which eventually backfired, like once they got the activation to the Hollow Earth energy source. When they got that, they used that on an attempt to activate Mechagodzilla, which fortunately they didn't do any tests of it, which the process of it unexpectedly allowed Ghidorah to control Mechagodzilla, and Mechagodzilla went out for revenge against Godzilla. But then Kong joined in, and the two teamed up together at the end to defeat Mechagodzilla. For Mechagodzilla design-wise, it actually looked very cool. I do like this iteration of Mechagodzilla more than the Ready Player One incarnation. Makes him look an absolute beast. So we're gonna put Mechagodzilla under right next to Kong here because Mechagodzilla actually look great. Next up, we got is Methuselah, which Methuselah is a Titan that debuted in Godzilla King of the Monster, which is another one of those Titans that didn't have enough screen time as well. Only had a brief screen time. And Methuselah is basically a camouflage Titan. And I can see, Methuselah, just him, completely made out of ground. There's just not that much detail of it. But the way they look is actually very sinister looking. Because you could tell he's camouflage and it's kind of very scary on you cannot even tell it's either camouflage or some crap. Yeah, from the origin story bit, he can actually carry around a massive castle. So yeah, so Methuselah actually emerged in the city around in Germany, in a monarch outpost in Germany. Which was an unknown location, which we don't know where could that be. It actually looked that good. So, and we don't know about anything about Methuselah, so it's just nothing. So for the only Titan, yeah, we're gonna put him under. I'm gonna put Methuselah under mid tier. We're gonna put him at least it'll be higher than the Hellhawk at least. And then last but certainly not least, we got Scylla, which is the Spider Titan, also debuted in Godzilla King of Monsters. Now Scylla, well, right here, Scylla is a Spider Titan that emerges in a Monarch outpost in Arizona and started wreaking havoc in Phoenix, the city of Phoenix. And Scylla is one of those Titans that actually made his way to Boston, alongside Behemoth, Methuselah, and even Queen Muto, which Queen Muto is sadly not listed on this tier list. So Scylla is actually the one Titan that, even though it submit to Godzilla at the end, it then started causing conflict with it. Like for that one primary example, like in the comic book, Godzilla Dominion, he was trying to like feed, which for Scylla in Godzilla Dominion, she was trying to feed on a nuclear warhead, which that put a conflict with the U.S. Army. And then Godzilla had to come in and stop Scylla from putting herself in danger, along another of the nature in danger as well. So Godzilla did, and she stopped him. But then throughout the events in the comic book series, in Godzilla Kong the Hunted, she began feeding on it more, trying to enhance her health, on an attempt to challenge Godzilla for Alpha Titan, which that eventually took place in the movie Godzilla Kong the New Empire, which Stella did return in that movie, and this is actually spoiler for those of you that haven't watched Godzilla Kong the New Empire. So this is at the very beginning of the film during the opening credit, where Godzilla and Scylla fought each other in Rome, Italy. And the two charged at each other, and then Godzilla quickly ended the battle by just throwing Scylla into the building right there, and then Godzilla tried to finish her off, but then Scylla suffocated him with her tentacle from the mouth, but then Godzilla blasted her into pieces with an atomic breath and just defeated her instantly. So all in all for Scylla is acting more of a destroyer rather than a protector. But Scylla's design is unique. Like, he's like a crustacean spider. And Scylla's actually not that bad. So we're gonna put Scylla under a high tier above Rodan right here. And that's pretty much about it with the tier list, guys. So we have Godzilla, Behemoth, Ghidorah, and Muto under S tier right here. The A tier for Kong, Mechagodzilla, and Warbat. B tier, yeah, B tier will be Scylla, Rodan, and Muto, all in B tier. And then the C tier goes to Methuselah, Hellhawk, and the Skullcrawler. So that's pretty much about it on ranking all those Titan. Those are the final result of the Titan on the Titan tier list. So, yep. So there you go with that, guys. And with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for the video, guys. I just want to say thank you to all those that came by and watching this amazing video. Hope you guys had a great time looking at these tier lists of all these Titans in the MonsterVerse. Let me know what your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. What do you think could have gone, or what could you rank on each of the Titans? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Anyway, with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this amazing video. We hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And until then, we'll catch you guys next time. Good night, everyone. Bye.